Pass defense was an issue. Pass defense remains an issue. Doug Lesmerises, Bill Landis, Tim Bielik. Ohio State handled UNLV, but they also got a ton of penalties on their corners on pass interference and holding. What's up, Landis?
I mean, legit penalties too. I thought, and I'm trying to remember all of them, but sir, I think they were all legit pass interference penalties.
No, they weren't like weak flags complained to the refs.
Yeah, no, and then like UNLV didn't come out here and throw the ball over the yard. I think all three or at least two of their touchdowns were rushing touchdowns, but I think you wanted to see Ohio State's passing defense really lock down on someone, and they didn't really do that, and they didn't do that because they couldn't keep their hands off the receiver, and that's a problem. Like, they're going to play some really good receivers moving forward, and I'm circle the Penn State game, but like Nebraska can throw the ball. They have a strong arm quarterback who's going to challenge them, and you know they wouldn't talk about the pass defense going in the Army because it's Army and whatever. That's kind of bogus, but I get it. They didn't really look any better, I think, against UNLV.
Yeah, that's people were tweeting during the game. James Franklin of Penn State's probably watching that stuff and drooling. Tim, as you continue to watch this, we're 4 games in. Do you have a belief that it can and will be fixed, or do you have a belief that this remains an issue all year?
Well, I was going through Twitter, and Chimdi Chekwa actually tweeted late in the first half. I put this on our live blog talking about how the corners just need to continue to work on technique. The talent is there, he said, but it's just about technique. And technique breakdowns equal pass interference penalties. I mean, it seemed like they were late flags on Kendall Sheffield, but I don't think there was any question they were pass interferences. And it seemed like almost any time the ball was thrown near 8 a couple times, it was on, I believe, consecutive third downs they got whistled for pass interference, and that can't happen. When it's third down and you need to get off the field, that's a mistake that against really good teams like Penn State will just completely ruin your defense. So that's something that needs to be cleaned up. Can it be cleaned up? Yeah, it's just about repetition and just getting in on that technique and just playing smart.
We're a third of the way into the season, so like it's not early anymore. They're not grabbing guys and dragging them to the ground. It's an appreciation. When Marshawn Lattimore and Garyon Conley covered guys last year, they were all over them, but they weren't getting penalties called because they were all over them but not on them. These guys are all over them, but they're on them too much. It's a fine line, but you can see it. Kendall Sheffield's a half second early. He's a little too physical, and you think, yeah, maybe you can learn from that. But also, again, we're 4 games in, and he hasn't learned it quite yet.
They did have 2 picks. They had 2 picks on tip balls, and I think, and I've said this before, like we still feel pretty good about Denzel Ward, right? Like
Denzel Ward was all over a guy, and his deflection led to a pick for them. Yes,
I think it was Damon Webb's interception. So it's like we're not talking about I think everyone. There are some things that flash every now and then, and I think you guys both make good points. They're around the ball, which is like first and foremost where you need to be. And now it's cleaning some stuff up and getting your hands off guys.
The second pick, Nick Bosa tipped it, and Damon Garnett got a freebie. Damon Arnett, not Garnett. Tim, Bill, Doug, thanks for watching at cleveland.com. Get ready. Rutgers week.